our church. Today I'm going to be talking about a very fundamental and powerful topic, which is about attracting a miracle. So first of all, we have to understand what's a miracle. A miracle is something that happens when something which is of the supernatural that comes into existence, meaning that something was not normal, but the supernatural comes into existence to bring it into normal. Because a lot of people they say that miracles, signs and wonders, they only happen when there's the dryness, when there's the dryness. But when the supernatural or the oil of God appears in the place, the supernatural will begin to dominate the place, and something which is supernatural will begin to happen in the physical. So it becomes a miracle. So you have to understand, how do you attract a miracle? If you look in the book of Kings, there was a woman who attracted a miracle. One thing you have to understand, first thing you have to understand when you're attracting a miracle, your words are very important. Because when you speak, because the Bible says life and death is in the power of the tongue. Because your tongue is one that gives life, and your tongue is one that gives death. So there's a woman in the book of Kings that comes and talks, and her son was dead. But the son was a miracle from the prophet Elisha. Because the woman was barren. But the prophet Elisha, he had to prophesy, or he had to speak life to death into that barren womb, and she bore a son. But the same son died. So she understood something, that if a prophet comes and speaks in your life, or if a man of God comes and speaks in your life, there's some things that happens in the supernatural, and they will begin to manifest in the physical at the right time. We call that the supernatural, we call that a miracle. But how do you attract it? Your actions attract the miracle. Because sometimes if you act with the right attitude, the right things, the things that you do is one that attracts the miracle. So the woman, what happened, she understood that when she took out the chariot and she began to ride to the prophet, but she knew that the son was dead. But she only knew the son came through the word of the prophet. So sometimes you have to understand, where did my miracle existed from? Because the existence of a miracle is also the source of the resurrection of your miracle. So you have to understand, some miracles, they come from your obedience, they come from how you act. But you have to also understand that the same miracle can also be repeated. So that woman met the prophet servant, and asked him, the prophet servant, I was sent by the prophet, and the prophet servant asked him, why are you running so fast? But the prophet had seen that woman coming from a distance, and the woman didn't say nothing, but she knew that the miracle is not coming from the servant, but it's coming from the mouthpiece of God, the oracle, the one who speaks from the from God. So you have to understand, for your miracle to happen, you have to be in the right position. Well, some people are missing out on their miracles because some people have said things about a man of God, they said things about a woman of God, but they're missing out on the blessing, they're missing out on their healing, they're missing out on their finances, they're missing out on their job, they're missing out on what they're supposed to be having, because someone has said something which is not from God. Someone has said something which is distracted from God. Sometimes you just have to be quiet, and you just have to go where you know your miracles is. It doesn't matter who is giving you a miracle, but it is God who brings the miracle to come to pass. So you have to understand, the woman understood that sometimes you just have to be quiet. The Bible says, be still and know that I'm God. So the woman went to the prophet and said, the son that you have gave me, he has died. So the man understood that. Then she was given instructions, and she followed instructions. One of the most important things about creating a miracle is this: whenever a miracle happens, there has to be a following of instruction. That's a principle number 2. You have to follow instruction. It might not make sense what the man of God is saying. He might say, go and lie on the bed, but he knows what he's doing. Whatever he's doing, if he's praying on the womb, if he's lying on the sun, he knows what he's doing, because the miracle might not make sense, but it makes sense in the supernatural. Because some things that are happening in the supernatural might not make sense in the physical. So one of the most important things is following instruction. So you need to be very careful. You need to follow instruction. Like You understand? One thing, don't question God. When God asks you to do something, just be obedient. That's point number 3. And one of the most important things, remember that men and the poor of Bathsheba, they said, every time the angel comes, they keep on shaking for someone, and someone jumps in before me. So you have to understand, it's your time for your miracle. Now you are reasoning. When it comes to miracles, when it comes to things of the supernatural, you don't have to use the mind, because it's things of the supernatural, it's things of the spirit. Because God Almighty is the creator of the heaven and the earth. So He can shift you from one day, He can move you from a millionaire, He can connect you to a person who is worldwide and He likes you, and He can connect you to become a millionaire. It's a miracle, because it's not normal for someone to become a millionaire within a day. So a miracle can happen in a day. So just believe for God for a miracle, and the miracle should be part of our life. We should walk and believe in. But if you're a person who prays, if you're a person who believes, but the Bible says just believe and it shall happen. So when it's established in the spiritual realm, you should pull it in the physical, so that your miracle will come to pass. So we need to take our miracles and we need to attract our miracles. Like that woman with the issue of blood, she knew that if I just touch the hem of Jesus, I shall be healed. Jesus Christ that woman was attracted to Jesus. She had spent all her money on medical, she had spent all her money on everywhere she had gone, but she knew this time was the time to get to receive my miracle. The same thing as Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was in the New Testament. He understood that was my time now to receive God. This is a different God I've heard of. This is not a God that I've been preached. I knew the law and understand the teachings, but this is different ways. So he went and said, I shall give forth to my what? To everyone I've wronged. I shall give back my money to whoever I wronged 4 times. So he shall give also money to the poor. Meaning salvation had truly come in the house of Zacchaeus. That's what Jesus said at the end. When a miracle happens in a house, when you're attracted to a miracle and it happened, some transformation begins to happen in a life. That's why you see someone, when they have a miracle, they testify and they start following Christ, or they start following that church or that ministry or that life that has transformed them into a miracle, because a miracle always brings forth something supernatural. And when these people experience the supernatural, they will never forget it. So I pray that you shall have a miracle in your life. I decree that you shall have a miracle in your life. Wherever you are lacking, I decree right now to have a miracle in your life. Let the miracles begin to flow from the heavenly places. God bless you.